Hello, everyone. Just thought I haven't been live for a while, so I thought I'd just come in, gab for a while. Hey, Reds, how are you, honey? Good to have you on here. Just thought I'd come in, gab for a little bit. Yeah. Trying to finish up a domino set that I started. So this one is, I thought this one was kind of cute because it turned out 2 layers. So it's kind of black and yeah. So we're just kind of working on that. Just thought I'd gab with everybody. Hello, Nacha, my girl. How are you, honey? I've got stuff all over me from peeling excess off of these goofy things. So sorry if it looks like I've got something on my face. I probably do. Oh, everything is going good. Going good. Just been pretty busy the last while. Helping my daughter with some stuff. And so, yeah. Just thought I'd come on and say hi to everybody. How's the weather up there, Reds? I know it's got to be cold because it is cold down here. I think we are at about 18 degrees right now. Yeah, you've got the #1 crown. Yes, you do. I can't take it away from you in here. Of course, I'm up in my craft room, so I don't have my crown with me. So you get to hang on to it in here. Yeah, it is. This morning when I got up, it was -7, and then it went to -8, and then 9, and then 10, and I think it went all the way to -14, I think it was, and then it started going back the other direction. So, yeah, I am done with the cold. I have had my gut full of the cold. Yeah. I am ready for 70 and 80 degree weather again. Boy, you are going to hang on to that crown, aren't you? Yes, you are. You are proud of that, huh? Oh, let's see. I forgot to message Be Okay and tell her I was going live. I told her I would message her when I go live because she always seems to miss it somehow. Hey, Trey Marie, how are you doing, darling? Kind of seen you in a few different spots today, but good to have you in here. So, yeah, we are just kind of messing with the domino set. Some of them are going to need a lot more work than others. So, did you ever buy something online thinking that it was going to really help you out with something? Picking up my son, but listening, too cold to type. Hey, I don't blame you. It is cold. Yes, it is. I don't do a whole lot of anything when I'm outside because that shit is just nasty out there. But anyhow, like I was saying, do you ever buy something online thinking it's going to help with a project that you're doing, and all of a sudden when you do get it, it's like, well, that was a waste of money. Scandalous. How are you doing, girl? Good to have you in here, love. Well, this cutter thing or trimmer thing that I was waiting on for so long to help, because sometimes when you pour resin, you get over pour on things, and you just got to kind of trim it down a little bit. Yeah. That's what I've done. And so I was trying to find something to make it a little bit easier with trimming things. And this, my friends, was a definite waste of money. Yeah. That was a waste of money. So I'm better off to go back with this bad boy, because this thing will cut about anything. Yeah. Of course, I got to be careful not to remove any fingers while I'm at it. That's always a good possibility. These are almost as bad working with cutters like this as it is working with hot glue guns. Yeah. I'm surprised I still have fingerprints of any kind left. The amount of times I have fried my skin on hot glue guns. Yeah, it is terrible. Hello, Liz. Thanks for coming in, honey. I appreciate you being here. But yeah, it's Friday, guys. Anybody got any big plans this weekend, or are we still all just kind of the ones over here just kind of hiding from the cold, and some of you over there have it so nice having the warm weather. I know, maybe you don't think so because you probably get tired of the warm weather, but believe me, it is a blessing when you have to deal with sub-zero temperatures around here. It's terrible. It is terrible, yeah. Oh, heavens. I don't know if there's a... kind of messing with my tablet over here as I talk to you guys. Sorry about that. Make sure you guys thumbs up on it. Subscribe if you haven't. Love having you in here. Love having you in here. Oh, yeah. Do you decorate the tent for Valentine's? I actually have some stuff to decorate the tent for Valentine's Day. I actually told my husband that I need to just go ahead and get that stuff up. Oh, yeah. Because, of course, Valentine's Day is only one day, so keep it up a little bit longer. But then again, you know, if I put that up, I'll probably end up just leaving that up there until springtime. That way it's got at least something on there. I was kind of worried, thinking I might end up having to take the tent down, or at least push the one side in away from the house, because the snow on the roof is like hanging over just a little bit, and we are getting a lot of ice cubes hanging down off of it, and they're falling on top of the tent. So I was kind of concerned about that dragging that down, or landing on them, or all that snow melting and falling on top of the roof and caving in the whole thing, which would be absolutely horrible. I don't want anything to happen to it, but of course my husband's logic is, well, if the snow falls down and ruins that one, it's not like you can't get another one. I like the one I have. So, you're staying home this weekend, relaxing by the fireplace. It's too cold outside. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I think this evening, me and my husband's running out to see a friend of his. He doesn't go out and see his friends very often, and try to get him to go. I don't mind him running and spending time with his buddies. They're all biker dudes. Sometimes I go, sometimes I'd rather just sit at home instead of listen to all their horror stories of stuff they used to. That'll give you gray hairs. But thank goodness they've all gotten considerably older and have settled down a great deal. But we do still ride on the motorcycle in the spring and the warm weather, once the weather hits warm. Now, of course, we don't if it gets too warm, because then it's like, whenever you do have to stop, it's like an oven. It's terrible. So, but yes, we love being on the bike during the warm weather. I'm quite partial to Harley Davidsons. I am a Harley girl through and through. No offense to anybody that does ride, but I guess I kind of look at it, if it's not a Harley, it's just a tricycle. So, yeah. That's just me, but I'm quite opinionated on the motorcycle thing. But everybody's entitled to their opinions, so yeah. Yeah, Liz, we plan on decorating for Valentine's Day, but we don't really, I guess you could say, we don't really celebrate Valentine's Day. We don't get each other things for Valentine's Day. Simply due to the fact that me and my husband are very big on, we get each other gifts all year long. We go to the store, or we're shopping somewhere, whatever, and we see something that we know the other one likes or might like, whatever, and we get it for them. We don't, it's not a one-day thing for us, so I am quite spoiled that way, I guess you could say. So, if there's, my husband knows I buy clothes all year long. If there's a new outfit that I see, or something I'm really into, that's kind of how I got going on the resin stuff. Seen a lot of videos and found it very interesting. Use that money and go on a trip together. We do save up money that way. In the spring, we can go on a trip or vacation. Sometimes we just go on quick trips. We'll take the bike and just go over a weekend or whatever. Most of the time during the more towards fall, we end up going on our bigger vacations, and that's when we go down to South Carolina or something like that. And that's simply because we go to the, if any of you watched the videos, and I'm sure some of you did, where we were down there in that RV, and I was running around on the golf cart, being a goof. That's where his nephew's business is ran out of. And so he supplies a place for us as far as an RV to stay down there. So it helps us out a great deal. But we only, a lot of times we just go down once every 2-3 years. We don't necessarily go down every year. Because they, you know, they have family and friends, other friends. Technically speaking, we're really the only family on his side, so, but I'm sure there's some of her family that likes to come down and stuff like that, you know, and they try to help as much as they can with whoever's coming down to make it a little bit easier on them. Because a lot of those places aren't the cheapest places in the world to be, but they're not horrible, you know, there's a lot more expensive things that you could be doing as well, so they really help us out with being down there, and takes a lot of expense off of us, so we have a lot more money to just be able to go and do things and enjoy ourselves while we're down there. So it's kind of nice whenever you have family that has their own businesses like that, and they're, you know, we never ask them to do that for us. It's just something that they offer for us. Reds goes live now and takes the crown with him. Nice. He's going to hang on to that crown. He ain't going to lose that. He's pretty proud of himself. Well, anybody can let Reds know. I'm pretty proud of him too. He got his crown. So... well, it was nice talking to you too, honey. I know you do lives. You never know who's going to show up, and sometimes you end up sitting here talking to yourself, which I guess that's okay too. Not sure if anybody else is still in here. Somebody's got to say something if you're watching. Make sure you thumbs up on there and subscribe if you haven't. We're just kind of on here gabbing a little bit. This is one of the fun things about resin stuff, is the cleanup sometimes on pieces takes a little bit, especially whenever you are in a hurry. I was actually going to give this one as a gift to somebody, but I may end up redoing this whole set because, I mean, it's nice, but it's not as nice as it would be, as I care for it to be, to give to, as a gift to people. So, I've got the boxes finished for it. It's glued together. I just glued it together, so it's kind of sitting off to the side right now, drying. Get some of these spots sanded down good and trimmed off, and then we can clean them up a little bit and see how they turn out. And if, to me, if it's not good enough, then I'll end up just putting it to the side and either giving it to one of my grandkids, they're not as picky, or if I do sell it for cheaper, sell it at a discount. That's what happens sometimes when you make resin stuff. Not everything turns out perfect. So it kind of is what it is. Driving back home from work, I'm listening, but I can't type anything. That's okay, honey. That is okay. I wasn't sure if anybody was still on here or not, so I guess I'll just kind of keep on gabbing. I should pull Red's up on my tablet, his live, and tell him I want my crown back. He came into my live, took the #1 crown, and then left. But he's been after me for quite some time that he wanted his crown back, so I guess he got it. He got it one way or another. So 2 shades of reds. Good on him. I know Marie is going to, or Be Okay is going to get after me because I told her I would message her before I go on live again, and I didn't, and now I feel terrible. Because then if she's busy or driving or something like that, she's not going to see it until afterwards. But yeah, I was wanting to get the dominoes done, but I did get, I want to show this to you guys. I did get a new mold in the mail yesterday. I thought it was kind of cute. It's you got little bees and little honeycombs. Those will be, and then like a little beehive type thing. I'll start doing some things for spring and summer. So, yeah, I thought that one was really, really super cute. So I'm kind of excited about getting that one going. Like I said, other places, you know, I just have some family things going on right now, so I haven't really had a whole lot of chance to be up here again in my room. And of course I've got Mr. Kevin over here with me. He's pouting because he really does not want to be up here. He doesn't want to be left at home, but he doesn't want to be up here for very long. He doesn't mind being up here for a little while, but then he gets very bored. Mr. Kevin, come here. You want to come say hi? Come here, say hi to everybody. Come here and say hi. Say hi, everybody. Hi. From Mr. Kevin. Oh, okay. Okay, kisses. That Kevin. Oh, you seen the puppy in the mirror? He's looking at himself in the mirror. Is there somebody holding my puppy? Huh? Is there somebody holding that puppy? Say hi. You say hi. You gonna bark at the puppy? Whenever we first got here, we go through the Chamber of Commerce in our town to come up here to my room because that is the building that my room is in, is the Chamber of Commerce building. They have a lot of offices and stuff upstairs that they rent out to people for different things, different small businesses. I know there's a young lady next door to where I'm at that is starting a candle business, which is really funny because I had just said to my husband over the last week or so that I was interested, since I do the resin stuff, kind of started to have a little bit of an interest in doing candle making as well. Since I have so many of the molds and stuff like that, I'd have to, of course, check if you can use them for candles after you've already put resin in them. I'm not sure if you might have cross-contamination. I don't know. It's a candle. That's how I look at it, but I could be wrong. So I definitely want to check that before I go using anything to make stuff. Unless, you know, but if not, I just start buying other molds specifically for the candle making. That way we just keep them separated and but yeah, I want to see. It's just a young girl, so it's, you know, I kind of do a lot of my stuff. Yeah, I want to start a business with it, but my end of the business will be more the resin stuff, I think, than candle stuff. I think the candle thing was just something that kind of sparked a little attention. I've made candles before, which I really enjoyed doing, you know, because who doesn't like a good smelling candle in their house? And they are rather easy to make. So many people are, oh, you got to be there. You got to be so technical about it, or you're not going to get a smell, and blah blah blah. I'm just not one of those people with craft stuff that everything, you know, I want it to look nice, but I don't know. I guess I'm not that overly particular, as I know there's people that do candle making, like have a candle making business, and they get like really particular about, you know, the size of the wick compared to the size of the jar that you're using, and the smells that you put in it, and all that good happy stuff. I don't get that particular about things. I just don't. At least not that part of it. So I want to kind of see where she's, what her angle is with what she's doing, so I don't step on any toes, so to speak. Because, you know, I try to encourage young people to start businesses of their own and stuff like that. Be okay. Hey, darling. Good to have you on here. Good to have you on here. I'm just sitting here fixing my dominoes that I did last. This was going to be a gift, but I'm not, it's all going to determine how well it turns out once I get them done. So, see if I can find the one that I put the, it's kind of, they're black, but they've got like black and blue stones in it. So, yeah. Right now I'm just kind of cleaning up the last few that has some overspill and getting the yucky stuff off of them. But some of them are not quite as nice as what I care for. So I don't know if I'll end up giving this as a gift or end up redoing it. Let me grab the box here real quick and I'll show you the. Now ignore the tape on it because I just glued it, so it's kind of in the drying stage of the glue. I know that's probably kind of hard to see. You can see the little blue stones, but the box is black. It's got kind of a clear layer on the top that you can see the stones through. So it's almost like a double layer type thing. And then the box just lifts up. There you can see the stones through the box lid. Right now, like I said, it's taped because it's in the drying process of everything. And then the lid kind of went a little bit wonky on me, so it looks like I might have to add a little bit of heat to get it to flatten back out completely. I love my heat gun. That works perfect for stuff like this. So I'm not sure, like I said, I'm not sure if I'll give these as a gift simply because they're not as nice as I would like them to be. They're a little bit rough around the edges. Trying to kind of peel off a lot of the excess that kind of went over. I think when I poured these, it was still so cold up here. They did fix the heater up here, so it is so nice and toasty warm now. So I might have to get my bubble remover machine out and see if when I pour resin, wasn't planning on really pouring anything today. Just kind of got on just to gab a little bit because I haven't been on for a while. See if it works okay now with the heat on in here. It is so warm in here. I'm actually almost on the verge of, oh, thank you. I didn't think much. I did my hair last night going out with my girls. Usually I do my hair maybe 3-4 times a week. If I do my hair every day, my hair would be like out here because it frizzes so bad. It's terrible. So I don't mess with it a whole lot. Usually I put it up and that's what it'll be for 2-3 days until I get around to it again. I'm actually considering doing a perm, believe it or not. I did a perm when I was younger once and had curly hair and absolutely loved it. And of course, Michael's kind of kind of iffy about it. But I told him, I said, perms don't last forever, so if it absolutely sucks, it will go away eventually. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure. I say I want to do things with my hair sometimes, and then I don't. I think one of the last couple conversations I had about my hair, I actually talked about chopping it all off to my shoulders. I could tell he wasn't real happy with that one. So, yeah. I say that, and then I go and see another hairstyle, and I'm like, that would be so cute, but I couldn't do it with short hair, so the hair stays long. Oh, be okay. You'll never believe it. Reds was in here. He was one of my first people on here, which, of course, that gave him the #1 crown. And he was on here for a little bit and took off and started his own live. He was going to get that #1 crown back one way or another, and he got it. And he's gone. So, yeah. That's Reds for you. So I said a little bit ago, after I get off of here, I might actually get on his live and give him crap for taking the #1 crown and then leaving. Little stinker. But to be fair about it, he said he was going to get his crown back one way or another, and he did. So, yes, he did. He took it and he ran. Tell him I said hi. We are still on the road. Okay. I will do that. I probably won't be on much longer. I know I've only been on for about a half an hour, a little over a half an hour, but Kevin's starting to get bored up here, and I just wanted to come up and see how these turned out and kind of work on the dominoes just a little bit and see where I stand on that. Oh, I was actually showing them a new mold that I got to start spring stuff. Makes little bees and a little beehive, little honeycombs, stuff like that. So I'll be starting those here eventually. So I thought that was really cute. I just got that in the mail yesterday. So yeah, but you do what you got to do, honey. I'm glad you caught me on here, and whoever else is still on here. I'm so thankful for you taking your time to come on and just gab with me a little bit while I checked all this stuff out. Yep, I'm gonna probably wrap it up here pretty soon and get Kevin back home before he has a conniption because he gets bored. Hello, Erin. How are you, honey? Hope you guys are staying safe out there on the road. All this traveling you're doing in this weather. I made a few more of my little carousel horses. You know, it's so funny because I think it was, what was it, last week or the week before, I poured another lantern. And I did, you know, the middle part. And then I've got, you know, this part, and I've got the handles. And I thought, well, I'm missing a part. So I looked and looked and looked. And I found the part that I was missing, which of course was the base of it, the bottom. And so what did I do? I wasn't paying attention and poured another top one instead of a bottom one. So yes, that's how the old people brains work sometimes. So I need to get sometime I need to get my base poured for that one. And go from there. Yes. So I think I am all done. Not be okay. Did you see the ink pens that I made? I wasn't sure if you seen those or not. See the little keys in them? I've made a few of those over time. Just little ink pens. It comes with they give you the little cartridge ink thing, whatever, to put inside your mold. And then you just pour your resin over top of it. And yeah, the very first ones I ever did, I actually made with some of the smaller flowers from my mama's funeral as a keepsake. And I kept one, and then each of my daughters got one. Of course, they're put away, not used, but it just kind of gave each of us a little keepsake. And that's back when I first started doing the resin stuff. And that was a fun time, because you talk about some real boo-boos. I think using flowers from funerals, if you want like a keepsake or something, the ink pens are a good idea. The cutting boards, I think, are really a good idea. The hearts, like this, you could put flowers in the center of that. The love one that I do, and it has the heart that hangs off of it, you could put little flowers in that as well. Or just some kind of little trinket as a reminder, a memory keepsake, anything like that. I like I've done a couple things for friends over time that I've, since I started all this resin stuff. Oh, hello, Elizabeth. How are you, darling? Good to have you on here. Thanks for coming in. But yeah, I like doing things that give people something to hang on to remember a loved one that they've lost. It is very, very nice to have little keepsakes like that. So, yeah, it's just, Michael kind of got on me a little bit today because I have my business cards all made out and still haven't ordered them. They're kind of sitting in my saved cart. I need to get those ordered, because he said, spring's going to come really quick, and I have to have the things to, when I do my festivals and stuff like that, definitely want to have the business cards. So, yeah. Yeah, so of course I do have to get my earrings and stuff all finished up. Some of the doing little guitars, earrings, those will be sets of earrings. And then of course I have a few different colors of those. And then of course picks that I do, pairs of earrings. I think, some of these are really pretty. They've got kind of a, I don't know, it's hard to see that, I know. Yeah, but I like them, and I think they're pretty cool. So, and then I've got the little fans like this. Those will be earrings as well. Maria, my love, how are you, darling? Good to have you in here. Yes. Well, I don't know how gifted my hands are, but I do try. I am definitely trying. Hello. That's the fun stuff too about a lot of these things is you get some stuff flying sometimes. I was telling him when I first got on here, this little tool here that I was waiting on for so long to use to clean a lot of this stuff up was a waste of money. Complete waste of money. So I am back to using my handy dandy little cutter here. But I got to make sure I don't remove fingers while doing these, which is always a good possibility with me because I'm good with a lot of things, but knives are not one of them. Yeah. My movie night was amazing. The movie was called Send Help, and there was parts in it that were extremely gory, especially when the guy got on her last nerve and she drugged him with a baby octopus that she convinced him was food, and it paralyzed him. Yes, it's called Send Help. And then when he was completely paralyzed, she pretended like she was going to cut off his appendage. I don't know how else to say it. His manhood, yes. She didn't really, but there was parts in it that were a little on the gory side. But there was a lot of it. We sat and thank goodness there wasn't many people in the movie theater because we just rolled laughing. It was so funny. There were so many parts of it that was so funny. Yeah. So we had a really, really good time. I think I don't need it because, I mean, you guys hear me talk enough about my Michael and how much he spoils me and how wonderful my life is with him. That I enjoy being at home. I don't really need nights out to get away from things because I have nothing I want to get away from. But my girls still raise small children yet, and sometimes it's nice for them just to have a girls' night out, just to get away from things, just to clear your mind a little bit. And so I like being able to do that with them once in a while. When my mama was still alive, bless her soul, we actually used to, once a month, we would have a girls' night that we would all go out to eat together, find something fun to do. And we really haven't done that a whole lot. Yes, sometimes it is nice to break the norm. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I think for us, it was more because it was something that we did with my mom when she was alive. I think it took us a little bit to get back into doing that, just for us. So, um, both of my girls, my oldest daughter has 6 children. Uh, so she's just, plus has a job outside of the home that she works. So she is just ran ragged a lot of times. My younger daughter has 3 children, and she holds 2 jobs. I am very, very, very proud of both of my girls, for the mothers that they are, for the incredibly strong and beautiful women that they are. Yes, I am an extremely proud mama of my daughters. Yes, she has 6 kids. The last one was kind of a surprise. I think after the 5th one, they thought that they were truly done. And yeah, a little over 3 years later, surprise, number 6 comes along. But she is the little one that you see on a lot of my videos, my shorts and stuff like that. She's almost my namesake. Of course, my name's Melissa, and they named her Alyssa. So, pretty close. That's as close as hubby would allow for her name to be to mine. But they did the same thing with his mother. Their first daughter, her name is Evelyn Elizabeth, and his mom's name is Lizzie. So, yeah. That's as close as he'll let it get. To him, that's... he's not a big one on naming kids after people too much. I don't know why, but whatever. I got one close enough, so I guess that's okay. That mommy is very strong, not easy to be a mom. She is. Both of my girls are extremely strong women, and I couldn't be more proud of both of them. With taking care of the kids. Like I said, my youngest, she's got 3 and she holds 2 jobs. Just because that's just her. She doesn't have to hold 2 jobs, but that's just, I guess, to her, growing up in a little bit more of a poor family. We weren't, didn't have a whole lot of money when my children were growing up, and which we did the best that we could. So I'm not ashamed of that by any means. So, but to her, I think, being that they're a little bit older now, to her, she views it as she's doing more for her children, working, and making good money for them to be able to be involved in things in school and be able to do extra things that they enjoy doing, stuff like that. She's always going to make sure that money is there for them to be able to do that. So, but I also have 3 sons, which I am... 2 of my sons I am extremely proud of. And we're not going to get into a whole lot of it, but they haven't spoken to me in almost 6 years. So, but that's okay. That's their life, their choice. But another son, he's got a lot of issues. It is what it is, and he's got to deal with those issues. So the main one of my children that I deal with on a regular basis is my daughters, and I am extremely proud of both of them for what they do, how they take care of their families. They are so much stronger than I ever was. Yeah. And so much more beautiful than I ever was, inside and out. And that's what you always want. You always want your children to be better than you are. And my girls, at least my girls, have turned out far better than I ever was. And I am extremely proud of both of them for the lives that they live. So, yeah. So it is what it is. We go on, and now my two boys that haven't spoken to me, I'm still proud of them. They work hard. My youngest son owns his own home. He has for quite a few years now. He was one of my first children that owned their own home. And he just works and does what he does. He was bound, determined he was going to have his home, so he worked and earned it. So, but I think I'm going to jump off here, and I will thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate all those that came on and sat hi and talked a little bit, and I will catch you guys later. And you guys have a good weekend. Anybody that's dealing with this snow, you guys stay safe, stay warm as you can. Talk to you later.